So, Ade, the theme for next week's Quest Wednesday is conscious communication. I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are about that.
Yeah, I think for me, what it means is like being intentional when I'm communicating, being very mindful, being in the present. So rather than being in this space of reacting or coming from a place of where I'm being triggered, I'm not fully centered. For me, it basically means, yeah, being grounded in the moment. A big part of that for me is around emotional intelligence. So there is something there around being self-aware when I'm communicating, being conscious of the emotions that might be coming up, the thoughts that might be coming up, and being intentional in how I am relating to the other person. And then the other thing is it's communication. It's not a TED talk. So, and what I mean by that, it's a dialogue. It's that dance. In fact, I was sharing with someone yesterday. We talked about communication, and I was talking about the fact that I have been in situations where I've been with someone and it's been like they're doing this TED talk, this monologue, and there is no dance taking place. And so for me, the conscious communication is around, it's not just a one person thing, it's to do with the people I'm with. Like, are we dancing together? Is there a flow to the communication? Or are we simply caught up in our own reality?
I love that. All the things you said at the beginning, I've written down the same words: intentional, perspective, it being clean, self-expression, being authentic. I love the idea of the dance, though. I hadn't really thought about that dance between two people. Um, that's really lovely, actually. Um, I think just to add to the things that you said, Ade, I think what I started thinking about what has helped me to become more conscious in my communication. It's something I have to pay attention to. But I think the things that kind of came up for me was I've needed support, really. I've needed guidance in order to change the way in which I communicate. It used to be very messy. There's a lot of mess, there's a lot of offloading of stuff. It didn't feel clean very often. And cleaning it up has been a bit of a job, and still it is a constant job. So I think guidance, I've certainly got guidance, and support in those things. I think journaling has really helped me because that's like having a kind of a conversation with myself to clean the pathway before then talking to somebody else, getting rid of my own, working out my own stuff. Reflection as well has been helpful. Sobriety. I mean, a lot of my communication wasn't conscious because very often I'd be talking when I had a glass of wine or a few glasses of wine. And I think that took me away from any kind of ability to be conscious. So I think, being sober has really helped. And yeah, just that growing awareness around what's mine and what's theirs, and not mixing those two things up together. So it's cleaner than it used to be, but I think I need to really pay attention in my communication because I think it's been very blurred in the past, and that's caused upsets and misconceptions and things. So yeah, it's it's a skill, isn't it?
It is, and I'm really looking forward to the exploration that we're going to be doing with those coming to the Quest Wednesday. I think, like all the sessions, I think it's going to be a very rich one as well.
Indeed, yeah, it will be.